thousands of failed medical theories every century, going back 5, 6, 7,000 years to the days of the pharaohs. And the 20th century, 21st century are no different. We have thousands of failed medical theories in the 20th century, and already that many in the 21st century. Now let's look at this, and I want you to get a hold of the books Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and Black Gene Lies. Those 4 books cover the subject extremely well, highly referenced, so you can chase things down if they sound unbelievable. Well, let's start out with genetics again, which is the probably the biggest failed theory the 20th and 21st century. Trillions and trillions of dollars are spent almost by the minute worldwide looking for genetically engineered genes that replace bad genes that are theorized to be bad genes to cause disease. Well, let's have a look at this. Let's start out with some of these diseases that are said to be genetic, which are not. Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a deficiency of a single mineral. Okay? We've known that for 80 years. It's not like it's very hard. And we can support and promote healthy blood sugar levels, healthy A1C sugar levels, or methemoglobin levels. And we can also support healthy sugar and carbohydrate metabolism at the cellular level. There should not be anybody in the world with type 2 diabetes, yet it impacts close to 30% of every industrialized nation, and after 10 years of a third world country becoming an industrialized nation, they're financially broke because of type 2 diabetes. Okay, it's a very simple disease to prevent, very simple disease to get rid of. Okay, it's a deficiency of a single mineral. Obesity has nothing to do with eating too much or lack of exercise or genetics. Obesity is a deficiency of a single class of nutrients, any one of which can cause people to gain weight if you're deficient in it. But if you're deficient in 2 or 3 specific ones, you'll be a 300, 400, 600, 800-pound person. So again, I want you to get a hold of the books Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and the book Black Gene Lies, and this will be evident and clear to you. And then let's look at, say, Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease, of course, doctors first thought that was due to contact with aluminum, and all that did was send Revereware out of the country to India, 10,000 jobs, and because everybody was afraid of cooking in aluminum pots and pans. Okay, aluminum in genetics has nothing to do with Alzheimer's disease. It's a deficiency of a single class of nutrients, all driven by medical doctors who are paid. The American Heart Association was paid by Procter & Gamble $1.7 million to actually endorse a new product by Procter & Gamble and to demonize cholesterol and saturated fats so they could sell that new product. And the American Heart Association should have their tax-exempt status taken away from them. And same thing with the Procter & Gamble should be shut down because of all the people that die from that failed theory. And let's look at high blood pressure in the black community. Certainly not genetic. It's a simple deficiency of certain minerals. And, of course, if they have kidney failure, the kidney will release a hormone called renin, which drives your blood pressure up. And heart disease has nothing to do with genetics. Okay? Heart disease of all kinds has nothing to do with genetics. Heart disease, let's say congestive heart failure, is due to a deficiency of a single vitamin. Cardiomyopathy heart disease is a deficiency of a single mineral. I've personally done 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 12 that have died of that one. And then there's coronary artery disease. We have plaques plugging up your arteries. That has nothing to do with genetics or cholesterol and saturated fat. That is simple inflammation caused by eating microwave popcorn, caused by eating processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, trans fats, heterocyclines and acrylamides, oils, okay, and glutens. And then what about thrombotic stroke, where you get a blood clot in the brain, or coronary thrombosis, where you get a blood clot in the coronary artery and cause death? Well, these are not genetic, caused by deficiency of a single nutrient. Omega-3s are a ratio problem between omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. Okay? And so let's look at sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is not a genetic disease in the black community. It's what's called an inborn error metabolism caused by a birth defect of the cells in the bone marrow when mama was deficient in nutrients when the bone marrow cells were forming. And so the bone marrow can only make dysfunctional hemoglobin. So you get sickle cell anemia. Now, the same disease occurs in the white community, but you can't have black genes in white folks and white genes in black folks. So the same disease is called thalassemia in white folks and sickle cell anemia in black folks. Of course, I've seen it in deer and antelope and so forth. And, of course, same way with type 2 diabetes. I've seen that in alligators and crocodiles. Okay, so how does an alligator and a crocodile get type 2 diabetes if it's a genetic disease in humans? This is all very silly. So, again, I urge you to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and the book Black Gene Lies, and appreciate that doctors have missed it by a million miles. Okay, none of these diseases are genetic. The only thing genetics does is control your eye color, your hair color, your skin color, determines if you're a boy or girl, and that your liver cells will make liver cells, your heart cells will make heart cells. And babies are born with birth defects. It's not from genetics. Mama was missing something during the formation of that baby. It's a nutritional deficiency in the embryo. Okay, just have to remember, doctors were very ignorant 200 years ago,